Hey everyone, my name is Jay Harris from Strictly Hip Hop, and you're about to learn more about me right here on the Audio Infusion Green Room Sessions. So, who is Jay Harris? I am a civil engineer by day. I actually graduated from Morgan, class of '07. And of course, I'm a DJ. I'm a DJ here on EAA 88.9, Strictly Hip Hop, each and every Friday, 12 to 5. What else can I say? I'm a husband. I'm a regular guy that does regular guy stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I'm just a guy who, loves DJing, loves the art of DJing, loves almost everything there is to love about DJing. So that's who I am. So from a young age, I've always wanted to become a DJ for as long as I can remember. So as a young kid coming up in the 80s and 90s, a lot of the rap groups, they had DJs behind them. And when you listen to their music, all of the songs back then, rap music, had a segment where the DJ was cutting it up. There was a lot of turntablism, stuff like that, and I was always into that. And then, seeing rap groups live, whether it was on Apollo or, Soul Train, seeing the DJ in the background, even if the DJ wasn't really doing anything, I was into that. And so as a young kid, because I was young when Juice came out, when I first saw Juice and I saw Q go into the DJ competition and all of the scenes where he was in his bedroom cutting it up, I'd never seen that part of DJing before. It was always something that was on stage or, something I was hearing, like just a DJ cutting up samples in a song. And so seeing that was like, oh snap. I mean, there's a whole nother part to this. There's like DJ competitions, people are DJing in their bedrooms. So that was kind of it was a turning point for me, but I still wasn't at the point where I could afford my own equipment, and my parents certainly weren't buying me any equipment. So, but that's what influenced me to, want to get into DJing, and it's just something that's, always been a part of me. So I have a lot of inspiration from a lot of different places. I mean, there's the people that inspired me as a kid. I would say that, the radio DJs are the ones that really inspired me to want to actually become a DJ and, go beyond just being a fan of the art. So I grew up in the Philadelphia area in South Jersey. Shout out to 856. So I listened to all of the Philly radio DJs, Cosmic Kev, Jay Ski, DJ Ran, Gary O, Touchtone. I mean, the list goes on. And these guys, Jay Ski, I can't forget about South Jersey Jay Ski. These guys were cutting it up on the radio. Philly DJs are known for turntablism, and on the radio it was no different. So as a teenager, listening to Power 99 or, what was then Philly 103.9. I mean, listening to all those DJs, staying up late at night, listening to the Come Up Show. Cosmic Kev used to destroy the radio, and that's what really kind of, pushed me, to really want to pursue the hobby whenever I actually got the funds to do it. So I think the running theme is that, I never really had the money to do it. So as a young man, I was always kind of, just standing in the background observing everyone else. But, I kind of model my sound and, the way that I do things around the radio DJ. So, that's it. So I started DJing in 2008, so I am very much still somewhat young in the sense that, I've started in the digital era. My first set of decks Shout out to DJ Uno because he sold me my first set of decks, and they were actually CDJ 800 MK1s. So I did not start out on turntables, and when I actually got turntables, that felt like an upgrade to me. So I stayed on the MK1s for about 4 years, and then I finally jumped to Techniques, and that was my first set of real vinyl turntables. I had Techniques, I had a Newmark DXM 06, and I finally got a Zone 02 mixer. And then I finally, at a certain point, I jumped up to a Rain 57. And so my current setup, I have like 3 pairs of techs. I have 1 pair of reloops, which are my new turntables, and those are, my primary pair of turntables right now. And needles, I have my Shores. That's like the classic cartridge needle, and I also have my Ortofons. So being a DJ that, kind of started and came up in the digital era, buying records was a new experience. So I don't have kind of the old school, going to the store, getting the latest records. I kind of missed a lot of that era. When I first got my pair of techs, I didn't go out and get a laptop. I went to the record store. I started, on vinyl. So after I got rid of my CDJs and upgraded to my Technics, I actually went to a record store and I bought vinyl in pairs where I could find them. So I would go to Soundgarden. I went down to C Depot in Silver Spring or College Park, one of the two, a bunch of times, and built a small collection of records. I got on Craigslist. I looked around for people that were selling records, and built my collection to like a crate and a half. And that's kind of how I started out on vinyl until I finally upgraded to Serato. And I still pull out the vinyl every once in a while, but I think that the classic record store buying experience, unfortunately for me, I missed out on that. But there's still something about going to a record store, digging through a pile of records, and finding something that maybe it's something I have digitally, I'm sure, but there's something unique and fascinating and organic about being able to really play around with vinyl. I kind of equate it to driving an automatic versus a manual. Having that ability to be more intimate with the record, and finding the right spots and points on a record and stuff like that. It's a little bit more labor, it's a lot more intimate, and that record buying experience is all part of that, and it's not something that you can get from the digital, whatever the word is, digital platform. You might need to cut that off. You might need to edit that. So I briefly considered DJing, doing the DMC for a very split second. I had a couple people like Remedy, shout out to Remedy, even as one, I had a small discussion with him once about, just doing competition DJing, and I realized that, it's not necessarily my lane. It's something that I put some thought into, and I definitely have all the respect in the world for the guys that go in and compete in the DMC. To get up on that stage and to practice and develop routines that's a strenuous thing, and it's something that, it garners a lot of my respect. But for me, I love the DMC competition. I'm a huge fan of turntablism. If you haven't heard me, I'm definitely a big fan of turntablism. But I think that, competition DJing for me, maybe one day I might throw my hat in the ring if I can, take the time to develop a routine that I'm satisfied with. But for right now, I'm more of the straight do a set, make it clean, make it, you know, listenable, and that's kind of where I'm at now. So, you know, DMC and DJ competitions, I won't rule it out entirely. Maybe it's something I'll get to in the future, but right now, it can wait. My favorite place to DJ is probably anywhere where there's turntables, man. Anywhere where there's a set of turntables and a mixer is gonna be my favorite place to DJ. I mean, I love turntables just as a sexy piece of equipment. And yeah, I'm drawn to turntables. So you could put turntables in the middle of anywhere. And for me, if I'm allowed to hop on, that's the best place to DJ, flat out. So that's my answer.
Bienvenue. It's moi, Jada Givenchy, here with the Audio Infusion. And if you like what you just saw, please click the subscribe button down below and you'll get notifications on our next coming videos. Hope to see you soon. Until next time, au revoir.